Yeah, your feet are ready for Strictly. No doubt.
So your teeth. Maybe you'd have won if you'd have had your composite bonding done. Hello, welcome to episode 8 of Will and... What's it called?
What's wrong with you?
I don't know, I'm tired
Where's your
today.
energy gone?
I'm tired today, and do you know why?
Why?
I've done nothing.
That's the problem.
I know.
Get up.
I
Get
know.
about yourself.
Welcome to 2 Pints with Will and Ralph. We are back and tired and old. Thanks to everyone who's listened so far. We appreciate you greatly. Now,
What?
before we do anything, Will Mellor, I'd like to talk to you about your plums.
Oh, my plums. Well, it's my favourite subject. What's happened to me plums?
For weeks and weeks, you've been showing me your artwork because you were furious about the banana gaffer taped to a board.
Yes.
So you've gaffer taped some plums to a board.
Yes.
And for weeks and weeks, we've been talking about how we're going to try and sell them.
Yes.
Well, I've been doing a little bit of looking into it,
Right, go on.
and I found a website where you can go on Sotheby's and register them for sale. So I think we should do it.
100%.
I think we should do it now on our podcast.
Oh, definitely. Listen,
think-
if he made 4.8 million from a banana taped to a board, why can't I make at least $1 million?
You got your plums with you.
Oh, I've always got my plums.
Let's take a look at your plums. How shriveled are they?
Oh, the left one.
The
The left one.
The left one's why is the right one still so full and juicy?
I don't know.
Have you
Everyone's
had-
got one bigger plum.
Have you had mumps? Right, okay. Adult mumps for Will Mellor.
The left one definitely is on a shriveled variety, but the right one looks very plump.
So look, Sotheby's, choose your category. Paintings,
Plums.
ceramics and glass. Plums.
Plums.
Right. What's the category? Paintings, ceramics, glass, jewellery, watches and clocks, prints, drawings, photographs, sculpture? Is it sculpture?
What would he put it as in Banana Bloke? Banana Man?
I don't know. Pop culture, furniture, silver.
Art. It's what would you call it?
Shall I put
Expressive art.
Shall I put it in other items?
Other items.
Other items, okay.
Will's plums.
Other items. Handbags, sneakers, fossils, sports memorabilia, fashion, other unknown. We'll go other unknown. Tell us about your item. Item's country of origin. United Kingdom.
Yes.
Okay. Artist, maker. Do you have an artist name?
No, it's just me.
Just Will Mellor.
Well, yes.
You don't want like a sort of a superhero name.
Well, you can't just put me on the spot. and
Well,
start
Banksy
coming-
called himself Banksy. What are you going to call
That
yourself?
might be his name.
Melsky.
Steve Bank.
But he's not written Steve Bank, has
All
he?
right.
You don't go, I'm going to buy myself a Steve Bank.
Melzy.
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 Right. Melzy. All right.
Well, it's Banksy. Melzy.
All right. Melzy.
It's a Melzy. That's what people are going to be saying. See how much that Melzy sold for? Wait, this is just the tip of the iceberg for me.
Right.
I'm going down all fruit and veg shops, taping shit to boards.
Tip of the iceberg. That's like that old pub joke.
What?
Man goes into the doctor and he goes, there's something, my bum's really painful. And the doctor goes, I think I can see, he examines him and he goes, I think I can see what's wrong. There's a little bit of lettuce sticking out of it. And the man goes, is that why it hurts? And he said, well, yeah, it's just the tip of the iceberg.
Jesus,
Hey.
Ralph. Dad,
Right.
We've got to dad
jokes. So we're drinking
Episode
tea.
8.
We can't be asked walking
Drinking
in.
tea and telling dad jokes. This is what it's come to.
Right. What is the object?
It's my plums.
Will Mellor's
Hey,
plums.
No, don't put that.
Melzy's plum.
It's an artistic expression of the male masculinity being taped down
Artistic
by plums
expression of masculinity
being strapped down.
being strapped down. Brackets. Will Mellor's plums.
There you go. Why wouldn't you buy that? I want to know what he put down for that banana. What is it? It's just a banana. 4.8 million.
I literally have
Listen, I'm just thinking, right? If I can just get 10% of 4.8 million, that's 480 grand.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm good at maths.
Yeah.
That's one thing I'm good at.
I noticed you were like, wait, is it? Yes, it is.
It is, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I'll take that.
Medium/material, e.g., oil on canvas, an oak table, a pearl necklace. I'm going to put some plums on a board.
Yeah, plums taped to a board. Put in brackets like the banana that sold for 4.8 million. I want them to just sort of think, oh, we did sell that for 4.8. There's a chance here.
Okay.
And then put
like that.
as seen on TV and heard on podcast. It might give it a bit more credence.
What do you want me to write word for word? Like that banana, what was strapped to a board?
Like that banana that some daft twat bought for 4.8 million.
That.
No, don't put some daft twat. They won't like that.
Was bought for 4.8 million. Okay.
There we go.
Okay. For 4.8. We are legit.
Is this going to take some time? You know, people are actually listening to this pod thinking, are we just going to listen to them fill out a form and we go, right, see you next week?
Specify if piece contains restricted materials such as ivory or tortoise shell.
Just plums.
Wills, plums.
They're just plums.
Date period of work 3 weeks ago.
Yes. I'd say mid-Feb.
Okay. Measurements.
Well, one's getting smaller.
What? They're changing.
Ever changing. They're evolving. Put ever evolving. Sounds better.
Excellent. Ever evolving.
One's bigger than the other.
Measurement unit inches. I'm getting about right.
What's the circumference? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll just put 2 by 2 by.
Listen, should we skip filling out this whole form? We can't do a full podcast on filling out a form.
Well, we can do when it goes off, and people are going to be able to look this up and bid on it.
Okay. Well.
Oh, now you're interested.
Yes. Bid on my plums.
Condition: signatures, labels, or markings. Condition: 1, a bit shriveled. Areas of damage: not yet.
Life imitating art.
Has it been restored?
One's bigger than the other.
Has it been restored? If so, to what extent? 1, a bit bigger than the other.
Yes.
Okay. Provenance, history of ownership and how acquired. Created by Melzi.
There you go.
Yeah. Appraisals, publications, exhibitions. Okay.
Just say
2 pints mentioned on two pints with Will and Ralph a lot.
Yeah, just say mentioned on TV, mentioned on TV, YouTube, and on podcasts and radio.
Mentioned on well, what are we talking about?
It was on Chris Moyles.
That's true. Mentioned on TV, radio, podcasts. When have you mentioned it on TV? We didn't talk about this on the one show, did we? YouTube's not telly.
Well, you watch it on your telly.
You can do, yeah, that's true.
Listen,
when you were on Channel 5 News the other day
that.
looking all serious, did you talk about your plums then?
No, I didn't talk about my plums.
I have to talk to you about that. Mention on TV, radio, podcasts. Price paid, 0. Year paid, 2025.
Didn't price paid?
Well, if you've bought it, you might. Notes, additional details. Will accept 450 grand. 480 grand, 10%.
Yeah, 10%. Just put that in brackets, which is 10% of the 4.8 million you got for a banana.
Right. We'll accept 480k. Okay.
Right.
All right. That is...
Submit it.
That's submitted.
Okay. Can we get on with the pod now?
Well, listen. You're the one who's been going on about how you want to sell your plums.
I know, but I just worry about people listening to us fill out a form.
Try OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. If that doesn't work...
Try selling your plums on OnlyFans.
Listen, I have got something that I want to talk to you about, which leads perfectly on from that.
Then lead away, sir.
Did you know? Right.
Oh, God.
No,
oh, God.
I found this out because someone mentioned it to me and I was like, really, that's okay? You can sell pictures of your feet online.
I've heard of people doing it.
Over £80 million are spent on pictures of people's feet.
I don't think anyone's going to buy mine, pictures of mine.
Well, I was thinking.
Would you like to see my feet?
No, I wasn't thinking that
I'm going to show you.
Put them away now.
No.
I don't want to see your feet.
For a couple of years now.
Maybe someone out there will want to see your feet because it's a fetish, isn't it?
All right, for a couple of years now. I don't know if I've ever told you this, but a couple of years ago, I was sort of dragged by my other half. She was like, you should come and get a pedicure. No. And I was like, I'm not getting a pedicure. I mean, bollocks, right? And then she said, come on. So I went and I was like, oh, under duress. And I have to say, what an experience, Will.
Ralph,
oh, it was
what's
a game
going
changer.
on?
It was a game changer. No, listen, they wash your feet, they cut your toenails, they massage your feet. It's great. You sit in a massage chair. And then at the end of it, they went, do you want colour?
Right. What do you mean colour?
On your toes. Do you want them painted?
Right.
And I was like, oh, I'll go on then, just for a bit of a laugh. Anyway, changed my life. And I've never told you this.
Why would colour change your life with your toenails?
Because every time I take my socks off, I'm fabulous.
My God.
And this isn't even a joke.
Did you have these painted when you played football the other night?
Yeah.
And no one said nothing?
No. No one's ever said anything. It's a very modern world, Will.
Oh, it is.
Right? So I first got
When
them.
I used to play Sunday League,
I got them red.
that'd have been me
I got them
teabagged.
red, white, and black.
that'd have been me with deep heat rubbed all over the inside of me crackers. You remember all that punishment you used to get at football if you did anything wrong?
Hey, maybe the plums will fetch more money if you rub deep heat on the bottom of them.
Right, they're already gone then. And maybe they need some preservative spraying on them.
Maybe the deep heat
So
will do
go
it.
on.
Well, so yeah, for the last 2 years, about once every few weeks, I go and get a pedicure, and I
So
get
you
my
do it
toes.
regular now?
I get my babes. I get my. I love getting my nails did. That's what I do.
Oh my God.
Anyway, I was in the other day and I got my nails done, and I wasn't going to mention this, but since you bring
Hang
it up,
on, show me this, because this could put your value of your feet pictures going up if we do this. Because I was thinking, I was going to put me against you and see who got the most money for their feet pictures.
Okay,
And now I'm worried.
I get them painted a different colour every time, whatever mood I'm in.
Right.
And this time I went for gold sparkles.
I'm sorry. You've got sparkly.
I've got sparkly gold toenails.
Oh my God.
Aren't they cute?
It's like your feet are auditioning for Eurovision.
Aren't they cute?
What are you doing?
I don't know. I feel like I'm having some sort of crisis.
Did you know what you just said then? Before this, you got them out. You said, no one's going to pay anything for my feet. And you've got them out,
But then
and
I
they've
just-
got a spangly dress on them.
But then I just realised they're pretty. They're ready to go to the ball.
They really are.
I know. Look how sparkly they are.
They're proper
They're
sparkly.
cute, aren't they?
Show them can you see? Can they see them on that camera? Get your foot out.
Ta-da! They're
Oh
cute.
my God.
There you go. You see, I'm a very modern man.
Really are
I
modern.
am a very modern man.
So going back to this.
Before that, they were blue, and they had a yellow 45 written on for my 45th birthday. And when I went on a holiday to the Maldives, I had a Maldives flag on them.
Wow.
Yeah, mate. I guarantee you. Okay, we're doing a podcast when we're getting a pedicure. You don't have to have colour, but I'm taking you for a pedicure, and you'll be like, "Ah, babes, this has changed my life."
My God.
Yeah.
You're changing from the feet upwards.
Yeah, there you
Where
go.
does it stop, Ralph?
I don't
does it
know how
stop?
happy I am that I've just
You'll
told
have one of
everybody.
them Merkins on next.
Eyebrows threaded.
Eyebrows. You could have come in with glittery eyebrows.
Yeah, that works.
They're one of them glitter beards.
Listen, hold on. Speaking of which,
What?
last podcast, let's see the teeth. What did you have? Composite,
Bonding.
but I'm not
What?
convinced.
What do you mean?
You look like Ross from Friends.
You dickhead.
They
What
look
do you mean?
they look radioactive.
No, they're not that white. Listen, I did it on purpose. Listen, if anyone out there...
Let's
right,
see him again.
I kept smiling at myself on the tube, kept taking pictures of my teeth. Do you know what it is? Right, listen, I'm happy about talking about things like this because I think if I talk about it, it's out there. No one can go, hey, have you had your... Yeah, I have. I went and I had composite
And
bonding
I've had
done.
my nails done. There
You've
you
had
go.
your nails done, right? So no one now
Yeah.
can take the piss out of you.
Well, they can.
Well, and they should
And
do.
I'm sure they will.
They should do. Your feet can go to the ball. So I had composite bonding done because my teeth, no matter what I did, right,
Yeah.
were a bit stained and yellow. I can't do that about it. I brush and brush and brush. And they said, once your enamel's gone, you can't get them back. The one thing I didn't want is to rip my teeth out and have veneers because I hate how that looks. I hate that turkey teeth look. It just looks ridiculous. I think people have it done so they look like they've got money. So they go, yeah, I've had my teeth done. Look, it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
You look ridiculous.
Yeah.
So go get a house first. You know what I mean? Go move out your mum and dad's house before
Yeah.
you get your teeth done.
Yeah.
So I went to see Dr. Kamala.
Ka-ching.
No, well,
I
no.
assume it was for free.
I said I'd give her a mention. She's wonderful. And do you
Wait,
know-
Dr. Kamala of the famous
it's
Kamala
not.
Family Doctors?
No,
Because perhaps I need my teeth composite
she's
bonded.
at a booper clinic in Kensington. Anyway, let's see her.
Stop
And-
doing more. Now you're giving the address.
No, I did. Well, I'm just telling you.
Clunk.
Well, no. So I said I'm having my teeth done, right? Because I was at a funeral it was my uncle's funeral a few months back. And my sister sat looking at me. We were at the wake and we're talking. And she just looking at me and she went, do you know what? I thought you'd have had your teeth done by now. I went, what do you mean? She went, yellow, aren't they? And
Wow.
you're on the telly,
No, and
you
it's
know.
like, it's
I was
time.
like,
Now it's time.
I was like, all right, Shez, do you mind? And then I thought about it and I thought, yeah, and my daughter's mentioned it. And, do you know, every now and then I look at it and I think, but you know, you get used to your face. So I thought, I'll have a look what I can do. And composite bonding means they can fill in any little cracks and they put like a little bonding over your teeth and then they can make them whiter, but I just said I wanted them more naturally white. You can go proper white.
So wait. So is there something stuck to your teeth now?
It's like a bonding over the top.
I know you keep saying bonding, but like bonding as in something's bonded to it. So they put like a glue on your teeth and then they just glue like white plates onto the top of it.
No. It's like a bonding. It's like, I suppose it'd be like, I don't know. Like if you have a filling, you have that like paste stuff.
Okay.
So and then they smooth it all off, but it stays for a long time. I mean,
Right.
I don't know the ins and outs.
Right, okay.
I just like the before and
Because
after.
I can never be bothered with those trays.
No, I tried the trays. I tried doing the
I've tried it
bleaching.
all.
My
And my
gums
teeth
were...
are quite. My whole family, our teeth is like naturally a little bit creamy coloured. So I'm like, I guess I'm just gonna walk around like I've got a mouthful of sweet corn.
Well, yeah,
it is what it is.
There is that, yeah.
We know. Do you know this story?
What?
An actor, a female actor, an actress, if you will. I never know what you're supposed to say there, but an actress that we know. We both know a lot of the same people.
Yeah.
And this is an actress that we both know.
Yeah.
And that's as far as I'm going to go to it.
Okay.
But years ago, they played like a really, really it was a difficult character to play, and it was somebody who was really down on their luck and having a really tough time in life. And somebody said to her when it came out to her, "You were so brilliant in that role. How did they manage to make your teeth look so yellow?" And all? She went, they didn't.
That's natural. Then they went and had the teeth done, probably. Well, do you know the issue I had with anyone, with ever thinking about having my teeth done or anything done to my teeth is if it affected how I spoke and how I looked.
How you spoke?
Because I've seen other people.
You just slightly did go.
Did it on purpose.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. My
Because
teeth
I'm
are
worried about you.
absolutely the
I'm
same.
worried about your composite bonding right now.
Imagine if I came out and went,
Yeah.
"Hey, Ralph's teeth look miles
Isn't
better."
it great? They look miles better, and you can't even tell anything.
Well, do you know what? I see people, actors, American Hollywood actors, who have the dentures done, and they all end up with this lisp, or they end up with
Yeah.
And I think, why would it's not worth it, mate? Don't change how you talk.
No.
So all mine is I wanted them a few shades lighter, back to how they would have been years ago, and that's what I think I've achieved. I'm dead happy with it because until you wouldn't notice really. You just look like my teeth, but a bit whiter. I'll show you the before and after.
They do look a little bit. They look a little bit like a fridge. Like you've
What are
got
you
several
talking
small
about?
fridges attached
They're
to your
not. They're
face.
not. Don't talk bollocks. They're not that white. But listen, they're more natural white. I could have gone whiter. I could have gone darker, but I wanted to obviously have a difference. So I'm going to show you this before and after.
Let's
now,
have a look.
because it's
You look like you've had plasterers round.
look at that. Let's have a look. Tell the truth. What are you going to say? They were a bit yellow before, weren't they?
My main feeling is I never noticed how yellow your teeth were before.
Exactly. That's my point.
Will, talk to me about Dr. Kamala. I'd like to talk about her in great detail.
I've told her if you call her, she's to do nothing to your teeth. To say, "I'm sorry, you're far too gone."
I can help you, but it's going to cost you a fortune.
There's me before and after to the camera if anyone's watching on YouTube. There you go.
Look at his yellow gnashes.
And I think because of the way my mouth works, you don't really see my teeth that much. So anyway, the fact is, I'm dead happy with it. It's my teeth. I haven't pulled them out. I haven't had veneers done. And there's another alternative if you think about having your teeth done. And you can't have the bleach thing because my gums were sensitive, and also I couldn't wear the gum shields, made me gip, and also I couldn't sleep with them in. So this is what I went for.
Yeah, I mean, you can't
with
sleep anyway, so that wouldn't have made any difference.
I'm happy with it.
All right, well, I want to talk to you about a couple of emails that we've had in.
Oh.
And then I'd like to play a game.
Oh.
Yeah, there you
Ralph's
go.
come prepared.
Yeah, what about that, eh?
There's a first.
I know.
Your toes are going dancing, and you're prepared.
I feel
Your
a bit.
toes look like they're about to do Strictly.
I feel a bit nervous about the fact that I've just revealed everything about my toes, because I've got to say, like, this has never been like a showy. Like, this is actually quite. This is like for me. Like,
You've come out. Your feet are out.
I do feel like I've come out a little bit, like, because I've never told anyone this. Very few people know about it. And it's like, yeah, I've got little sparkly
You're
gold
just going to be
toenails.
wearing sandals and Birkenstocks now from
can't
now
wait.
on.
Yes.
You can't wait for summer to get your slip-ons on, can you?
Kind of. Like when I go on holiday, I love putting the flip-flops on and going, yeah, don't my toes look fabulous?
Yeah, your feet are ready for Strictly.
No
doubt.
So are your teeth. Maybe you'd have won if you'd have had your composite bonding done. So on our last pod, you talked about one of your favourite films, The Champ.
Oh,
And
it's a belter.
how it's the child star, and we got into like how good some child actors are.
Unbelievable.
And you talked about his child star, who is a guy called Ricky Schroder.
Unbelievable actor.
So I looked him up a little bit,
Yeah.
just a little follow up. There's no like funny story. He's just an interesting guy.
Yeah.
Well, so he won. Ricky won a Golden Glove for The Champ.
Oh, did they change it for him?
It's a Golden Globe. I thought that would be funny.
Right, okay.
Still acts, been in TV shows like Scrubs, NYPD Blue, and is a producer and director, so he's still going strong. But yeah, won a Golden Globe for that. So you were right.
If you haven't seen The Champ, I'll say it again. It's a film with John Voight. It was probably 80s, 70s, 80s, about a boxer and his son, and he's an ex-boxer, and he's struggling. He's an alcoholic and a bit of a gambler. And anyway, it's a phenomenal film. But if you're like me and you do like a bit of a cry at films, you'll be in bits.
He's also one of the very few actors in Hollywood, along in fact with John Voight, who's openly Republican.
Oh, right. What does that mean?
Brilliant. It means he runs a pub.
No, does it? No, it doesn't.
Yes.
Does it mean he supports Trump and all
yes.
that? Right. Well,
yes.
I don't do politics. Bollocks.
No.
Bollockatics.
You don't want to. Bollockatics.
I can't stand politics. It gets on me tits. Just annoys me.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, join us next week for an in-depth look at American politics.
Bollockatics.
Bollockatics. We had a lovely email from Gaia about we were discussing like autism and ADHD and stuff on a previous podcast. Yeah. We had this lovely email. She said, and we were talking about being diagnosed and ADHD, and you've often thought you exhibit
I was told I have it.
Yeah, right. So, but she just made a very interesting point, which was the reason more people get autism diagnoses nowadays is not because there are suddenly more of us, but because the diagnostic criteria are being expanded to include more symptoms, including adults, girls, women, people of colour. So hopefully more people can actually finally get a diagnosis for what they're struggling with, because the world is catching up and hopefully now finally realising that autism is not just, as she puts it, little white boys.
Right. Okay.
Portrayal in the media, and this is why I wanted to read this out, because I hope and I feel like we've talked about it as sensitively as we can, bearing in mind we're not experts. But portrayal in the media is unfortunately still far from perfect and not a good representation of the entire spectrum of autistic people. But we seem to be moving in the right direction, mostly for that. I'm very grateful. Love your podcast. Excited to see you in November. That was Gaia.
Thing is, though, if you've got a mate that's on the spectrum, depending on how far they're down the spectrum, you can take them to a casino. They can count cards.
Okay.
I need a Rain Man friend.
There's the portrayal in the media that Guy is referring to.
I'm just joking. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's just banter. My nephew's got Asperger's, and I've got family that are on the spectrum, and I'm one of them. But, I think a good thing about any of this is talking about it makes it more in the public domain, and also doesn't define who somebody is. At the end of the day, if you're autistic, it means, or if you're on the spectrum, it means you might be poor at doing certain things, but you're amazing at other things. You know what I mean? You just got to find your way in life, like a lot of people. See? It was good, that, wasn't it?
I'm tearing up a little bit. I'm so glad I came.
Can be serious,
thank you.
It's in there. I'm like an
Before
onion.
we move on,
you can just peel me away.
Before we move on, talking about you being serious, don't keep flashing those awful teeth at me. I can't look at them. It freaks me out.
I never used to smile this much, but now they're out.
Well, talking about you being serious, my Instagram algorithm feeds me videos of you a lot, which I hate it for, and I want to try and change.
I'm doing a lot at the moment. What can I tell you?
So I saw you on Channel 5 News
with Dan Walker.
With Dan Walker.
Yeah.
And I couldn't stop laughing.
Why?
Because
I got a bit serious for a second.
Because Dan Walker asked you a question, and he went, "Do you were at the NTAs and you were with Mr. Bates and you were winning and you've done this and you said something really poignant about how somebody said, 'Oh, you'll never be in Coronation Street,' and he was like, and you were in Coronation Street."
It was like, my mum. Long time ago.
Your mum said, "Oh, I hope you get in Coronation Street." And
when I was 12.
And then you were in Corrie, and your mum must have been so proud. And then he said, "Do you ever just sit back and think, I can't believe I've had this extraordinary career?" And I was thinking, I looked up your IMDb page going, extraordinary career. Let's have a look at this CV.
It is extraordinary. Right. Don't you worry.
Well, I mean, it's extraordinary. It's happened to you for sure.
If you're going to read it, sit down and get a coffee. It's a long list.
So he goes, "Do you ever have moments where you sit back and you think, what an extraordinary career?" And it really tickled me.
Why?
Because I know you, right? And you're always up for going, bit of banter, bit of a laugh. All right, Dan, nice to be here.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I saw this look of almost panic cross your eyes where you went, "I'd better do my serious face now." And you did. You went, "It's time for serious look number 12, possibly moving into number 14." And you went, and it was all. If you'd have had a sliced onion in your pocket, you'd have rubbed it in front of your eyes, and you went like this. You went, well, you know what, Dan?
I did.
Yeah, you did. And you moved into serious mellow.
Well,
and I burst out laughing,
Let
going,
me tell you
what is
why.
he doing?
I wasn't acting. I wasn't thinking.
It was
was me trying to think of the way to say this without sounding like arrogant or without it was my way of going, do you know what? Yes, I should say something about it's amazing how things have happened in my life and my career, right? But I also wanted to sort of say it can happen to anybody. You know, I came from a working class background, and I think you've got a responsibility in that moment to be a bit serious. So I was a bit serious, and to also say yes, I do appreciate it, but I can't go, yeah, of course I do, Dan. I'm great, me. I've had a great life. You know, there's a way of saying that.
You're a little serious. Well, actually, Dan. Let me talk about this very serious. I'm a very serious individual. Honestly,
Listen,
I was
there's
crying.
many layers to me.
I was crying.
Bastard.
Oh dear, there's many layers.
I think the problem is now if I do any interviews, I'm just thinking, Ralph sees this, he'll take the piss out of me on the pod.
And I will. We had an email about. You remember I told the story about how my mum spoke in numbers after when she on the night she was recovering from a
bingo.
stroke. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The Chinese order.
Yeah.
The Chinese takeaway. Well, Izzy messaged in to say my mum was the same, but it wasn't numbers; it was words back to front, but like literally not sentences back to front, but words somehow reversed as she was speaking, and she just thought it was gibberish. But then once she actually understood what was going on, she was able to kind of translate what her mum was trying to say, and her mum thought she was speaking normally.
Wow,
brain chemistry is amazing, isn't it?
Well, I was. Do you know what? Thinking about this brain chemistry, we spoke the other day about that disorder, genital thing disorder. I can't remember what it was called. GPDBD.
Genital what?
Remember the guy who couldn't stop having orgasms?
Oh,
and he said it happens to women a lot. Yeah. And I said, I wonder if he banged himself. He said, yeah, that's when it happened. But I meant if he'd hurt himself. Well, I thought there must be other stuff out there that I've never heard of. There's one.
I'd say there probably is. Many things. Almost everything.
The good thing about being like that with my brain is every day is a learning day. There's all sorts of stuff out there that I don't know about. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah. And you're so interested in a lot of it. Bollockatics.
Yeah, bollockatics. But alien hand syndrome.
Talk to me about alien hand syndrome.
I found out there's a thing, alien hand syndrome, where you lose control of your hand and it does whatever it wants to do. It can happen to your legs. It can happen to any part of your body. It just does what it wants at any point at the time.
Now that I know, I mean, you can use that as an excuse for anything, can't you? Sorry, Your Honour. That wasn't me.
Wasn't me. It's my alien hand.
I've got AHS.
Alien hand syndrome means what? Yeah, so you have an excuse that your hand does whatever it wants or your leg does whatever it wants. You sat on the tube and your hand's just crawling up someone's knee next to you and you go, sorry, it's not. Like Thing.
But also.
Like Thing from the fucking.
But also it's a dude.
Oh, it's a bloke, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
And then you go, I promise you this happens to everyone.
It's not me, but my right hand is homosexual. It just really wants to be near your balls at this moment.
I've got both of my feet.
Yeah, you got alien feet. Yeah. They're just both strictly fine. Right, so isn't that fascinating though? Yeah. Alien hand syndrome, but there's lots of different ones.
I'd say
my hands are well under control.
Use it as an excuse. It's like, so Mr. Mellor, why were you knocking one out in the middle of the tube? It's like it was nothing to do with me. It was nothing to do with me.
Nothing to do with me. Alien hand.
Could your alien hand at least have managed the clean up afterwards? It's like, no, those floors are sticky and it is what it is.
No, I was on the tube again today. Oh, I was binging.
Well, yeah, because everyone's alien hands.
Everyone's got alien hands on that tube by the looks of things. Honestly, it's one of them, do you know, with the old tubes where the seats, I filmed it and put it on my social media a few days ago.
Gosh,
a few weeks ago.
What content?
Yeah, but I was just like, oh my God, I'd rather stand. But it's just, they are filthy, and it's just arses. It's just arses.
I've got to say, I was wearing a nice smart coat the other day, like a camel coloured coat, and it's a sort of almost knee length. And I took it off after it, and it was just, I was on the tube and just sort of pottering around London, and I took it off and I went to hang it up when I got home. Just the whole back of it was just filth.
Exactly.
It was covered in mud. Exactly. I was like, geez.
Yeah.
Okay. Michelle, we've had quite a few messages.
My wife?
About Michelle.
Oh, about her?
Michelle Mellor.
She can't be in this again. Well, she's in this more than me, my wife.
What the messages are almost universally is asking if we can get Michelle on the pod as a guest.
Oh,
what are the chances?
No. I feel uncomfortable with being on the pod.
I wanted to come and talk about your white teeth, your sleeping, and whether you can sleep and whether you think everything's haunted.
No, do you know what? If I ever do anything with any of my family, I become very overprotective because this is sort of my world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like we keep it separate. And so if we've ever done a photo shoot together, I'm always a bit like, yeah, are you all right there? Should we do this? Or should we... And I get over the top.
Hold on, behave.
What?
I've seen you in Hello Mike. Every time you need a free kitchen, you and the entire family's posing.
Piss off!
Every time. You've got no privacy
I didn't sell
whatsoever.
my wedding. I didn't do that. I kept it all private.
You sold pictures of Jaden when he was
No,
born.
I did not.
I definitely saw a photo shoot with you and Michelle and Jaden.
Well, they might have done it, but I didn't sell it.
Definitely.
That was 20 years ago.
Yeah, right, you've changed now.
Yeah, it was
And
skint.
Wait a second.
What?
Less than a year ago, I saw a picture of you and the entire family selling smart energy meters.
No, that's different. That was a brand deal. That's different.
I thought this is your world that you keep
No,
separate.
I asked them if they wanted to do it, and I said, "Do you want to do this, kids?" They said yes, and if they didn't want to do it, I said, "No, I'm not going to just say, right, you're doing this. I need a few quid." But also, energy meters are good for the house.
That's true. They are very good for the climate.
And do you know
good for the environment.
and not mainly good because the kids can see what we're spending. So when I say turn your lights off, they actually see a difference. So I was like, listen, every time you go out that door, have a look how much we're spending on electricity. At least they know now. And my door actually says, Dad, someone's left the light upstairs.
Jaden's on his PlayStation.
Jaden's not even here and his room light's on. PlayStation's been on for 2 hours.
Son, get here. Get back here. It's like Blackpool Illuminations in
Honest to God, I don't understand how people don't understand. And I'm going to say this, mainly my wife doesn't know that the switch goes in 2 different ways. Seriously, to Christ. If you leave a room, switch the light off. It's simple. No one's in there. It drives me insane.
You've turned into your dad.
And that's why she's not coming into this podcast, because she will tell everyone all my flaws.
I would really like to get Michelle on as a guest in this podcast.
Oh, no.
Can you ask her?
I'll ask her, yeah.
Shall I ask her?
When I say I'll ask her, I won't.
Shall I ask her?
No, you are not asking her.
Let's ask her.
No. And why have you got a number? Let's dig into that a bit further.
Do you know what? I do have a number.
You do not. Do you have a number? You going to call her? Ralph. I hope she get answers.
Hello?
Hi, Michelle.
Oh, no.
Hi, babes.
What's going on?
Well, we're just taking a break from the podcast, and I just wanted to give you a shout just to say, what are you wearing?
You dickhead!
Will was first of all, he's like, why have you got Michelle's number? We're actually recording an episode right now, and we've had a lot of messages in saying, can Michelle come on the podcast as a guest? Because we'd really, really love to see her. And Will's saying he's not even going to ask you. So I said, I'll ask her right now. What are the chances, Michelle?
Oh, God. It depends.
All right.
Say no!
I'll tell you what. We've opened up the conversation. We'll negotiate, but we'd love to have you on. All right.
Michelle, you're in every episode anyway. You might as well be on it.
You reference more than me and Will.
We might have to put your name in brackets.
2 pints with...
The one thing, I said, don't talk about me on this pod anymore. And it's worse. You're terrible as well.
Me? Michelle? I have nothing but like the greatest of respect, and I never mention you, and Will's always bringing it up and saying bad stuff about you.
No, she listens, you know.
Right, so we'll have 2 pints with Will, Ralph, and Michelle soon, all right?
Oh, my God.
All right.
We'll see.
All right, bye, babes. Give me a call. Oh, I mean, speak to you.
Dickhead.
Stop texting me. Bye. Right, that's that dealt with.
Bollocks. She'll have a go at me for that now.
You're going to be in trouble for that.
Pissing hell.
You're like, why did you let Ralph do that? That's what she's going to
hell.
say.
Right, yeah, well, all right. Well, we'll see what we'll see if we can get her in.
All right, so what we're going to do for our next episode, we're going to try and get Michelle in. I want to play a game. I actually don't think we've got time to play a game. We want to play a game with you in our
do it on the
next
next
episode.
one.
We'll do it on the next one because we've actually run out of time. I
Okay.
had no plan to call Michelle then. That just
Well,
happened.
I hope you didn't. Do you know what I want to know? If it's in your recents and how many times you've called her. That's what I want to know.
It's the photos that she keeps sending me that's weird. So, but listen, just give her one of those big beaming white smiles and you'll be good.
Yeah. Bastard.
Right. I feel like you're actually a little bit upset.
No, I'm not. I'm just thinking,
just
shit,
thinking-
she can't come in here because she'll tell everyone what I don't want people to know.
Like what?
I don't know because I wouldn't tell you, would I?
I just basically just want to ask her questions about what it's like living
I'll just
with
sit here like a naughty kid in the corner. It's like being back at school.
Do you wanna
Just
know-
sit here with your headphones on at the back of the class.
Do you want to know something quite funny?
What?
I realise I'm just sitting here now and I'm like, what's wrong with it? Why do I feel anxious? And it's because I feel like I'm in trouble. Like Michelle's going to tell me off.
Once she comes in here, we'll both be like 2 little kids.
Right, okay.
That's
well,
it. What was
that's
episode
something-
what?
That's
What episode
something
was
to look
that?
forward to. That was episode 8.
8 people.
We'll try and get Michelle in. We'll play a game next time. And right, we'll see you for the next one.
Hey, we'll see if we get a result on my plums as well.
Yes, we'll see if we get a result on the plums. Thanks to everyone who has bought tickets for the live tour. A reminder, all the dates and details are on 2pintspodcast.com. We're here to entertain you all week. Main podcast drops on a Monday. What Will William Tell on a Wednesday. Swift Half on a Friday. And then on Saturday, the whole main pod is on YouTube. And you can keep laughing at us talking nonsense all week. Please rate, review and subscribe. And we'll see you for the next one.
Thanks for having us, people. Thanks for having us in your ears. In a bit.